guys, CBgamerdude here, back to you with another Minecraft video. Now today we're going to be doing a mod review on the AssassinCraft mod. I'm not doing this out of it's not popular enough, not that many people don't know about it. It's actually a quite popular mod. But when I was looking at the mod, I haven't seen any recent reviews for 1.7.10, and that's what the newest version is. And so I'm going to be doing a review with everything that's in that. Okay, so if you don't already know, this is based off of the game Assassin's Creed. So let's go ahead and get started. And it is quite a large mod if you see all the stuff I've set up right here. Alright, for the swords, we have the French Cutlass, which does 8 attack damage. We have the Venetine Falchion. I have no idea if that's how you pronounce it or not. That does 6 damage. Then we have the Sword of Altair. That does the most damage of 10, which is 3 more than a diamond sword, so that's already pretty amazing. And there's so many weapons, I can't really just name all of them. They have a lot of them. So the best one is the Sword of Altair for the swords. You cannot craft these. You see, there's absolutely no crafting recipe for those. How you get that is enemies drop it. You can buy it from someone, which I'll get to later. Then there's the hidden blade, and there are 3 different. There's the regular hidden blade, the hook blade, and the hidden gun. So let's just get all this. Oh, and I'm not in the right game mode. Wait, so there's the regular hidden blade. If you right click, it goes in and out, which is a really cool feature. I actually really like that. Most other mods that would have a hidden blade it's just going to be a small little knife that does a lot of damage. Wait, so this is pretty effective. I'm just going to spawn into zombies here. Oh. It does, how much damage is it? 10. And also, if you can get up behind something, it'll actually do a lot of damage. But that's just kind of regular to be expected. The hidden gun is exactly what you would think. Right click, just fires. So here, real quick, I'm just gonna set it to night real quick so these guys don't die. Oh. Oh, that's a problem, isn't it? Alright. Here. I'll just spawn in 1. Oh. One. Alright. And so I'll do this. And this is gonna one-shot most regular mobs. Other bosses, like the mutant creatures mod, it's of course not going to one-shot them, but it does pretty good amount of damage. And if you press shift and then right click, that's going to put it away. The next is the hook blade. You can also put that away. And this just lets you climb. Also, if you attack a mob with it, it'll pull them. So if you're by a ledge or something, that could be useful. But this can climb, pretty much, so it's kind of like adding a bit of parkour, which is really, really cool. See, I have this wall set up right here, and you can literally climb up for, ever and ever and ever and ever. So, yeah, pretty effective. Alright. So, that is pretty much the hidden blades in a nutshell. And I forgot to show you the crafting recipes for them. For the regular hidden blade, that's, oops, why is it, oh, because you have to pop it out first. There's actually, if I show you right here, right there, it's just called the hidden and then, that's just kind of it when it's in, and how all of them are. So now, the crafting recipe for that is just 2 leather and 3 iron. And that's pretty good for the attack damage this thing can do. That's just a little worse than an iron sword, so it's pretty effective. It'd be kind of cool if they added kind of like a really short range distance to like the knives and hidden blades and stuff. But for the hook blade, I'm pretty sure that is just going to be, yep, 2 leather, so exactly the same as the, and you can do these either way, exactly the same as the hidden blade, but 1 more iron ingot. That is most definitely worth it, because nothing stands in your way anymore. Now, oops. Now for the hidden gun, that you just take a hidden blade and a gun. A gun is just 6 iron ingots in this little pattern. Oh, and the bullets is 4 iron ingots around a piece of gunpowder, and that gives you 8. So all of these are pretty cheap. They might would want to change that in the future, because that's they're a little OP for how much they cost. Alright, so for the knives, also you cannot craft a single one of these, and the best one is the Dagger of Brutus. Also the Sultan's Knife, the Notch Cinqueda, the Dagger, Bone Dagger, Romulus, Knife, Stiletto, and you get these from either buying them from a blacksmith or taking them off of dead enemies. So the keys are just going to be like this. You will find these in certain chests all around in the Animus dimension. There will be like random chests just sitting around, and you'll find one of these in there, and if you put all 6 of these together in a crafting bench in that little pattern, I'll show you right now, like that, you'll get the key, like the full key. You don't have to have the full key, I'll just show you that. So there will be dungeons, and I built this little tower. All of these are completely unbreakable, like nothing will break them. They also have those little bricks, and so it's these stone bricks, these doors, those bars, and the bricks. And that would be pretty good for map making too. So if you just want this mod to make a map, it would be pretty useful. So you use this to open up those doors. You can see it works. Oh, apparently it doesn't. Okay, so you have to have all 6 of them to open up a door. Okay, that's shocking. I put nothing in there. So that's how you open up those doors. You'll find like low dungeons, and they're most definitely worth it because they hold like the best armor and this best knife, so it's definitely worth it. Now for the armor, there's so much armor in this mod that I can't even I can't even fit all of it in one chest. I have to have that chest over there too. So we have Altair's armor, we have Ezio's armor, the Ezio Revelation armor, and let's just try those on real quick. Doesn't give you the best. It's about around leather, but it looks pretty sweet. So if you're just kind of trying to get into the little Assassin's Creed mood, and this is actually very, very cheap to make. You just take, it's actually a little more than, not more than leather. You take just like, it's decently cheap, but I would go straight for the Ezio armor if you're actually doing this in survival mode. But you just take all of your, you just take your wool and put it into a chestplate fashion, then just put a little leather strap across that. The helmet, completely the same as a helmet, but you're going to add these 2 and one in the middle to make kind of like a hood. For the leggings, you're just going to take 6 up here and then 1 right there. So it's definitely different than regular armor making. It's not just like wool in that pattern, which is pretty cool. And then the boots is 2 leather and 2 wool. Right, so we'll go and take all that off. And let's throw on the Ezio armor. Looks really sweet. You can see that it gives like 1 more armor bar, which really isn't much. I would most definitely go to the Animus dimension and try and get the armor out of one of those little dungeons. That's not how they spawn. I'll show you those later. But this is going to be a pretty sizable video because this mod is like absolutely huge. We're already at 10 minutes. So this looks pretty cool. Most of it is just going to be me showing you all the different armors and stuff. To craft this, it is not much different. You just kind of put an iron ingot instead there. Instead of leather, you put iron ingots. I'm sure that'll be the way with the boots too. Iron ingot, iron ingots. And so you see, you're just kind of replacing that stuff. So, and then that's your Revelations armor. I actually haven't taken a look at this, and it looks pretty sweet. I'm just gonna kind of try and speed through this stuff. You guys can download the mod and look at it for yourself. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. I'm gonna die, aren't I? I forgot to set it today. Yeah, and that's actually really good armor. I really like that. I actually have no idea how much it cost. Ink sacs. That's not bad. Yeah, that really isn't bad for how much armor you're getting with that. That's a little less than iron, isn't it? I think so. So yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, now let's get some more. We have the Ezio Brutus armor, and I'm pretty sure that is the best you can get. I don't know for sure, and I'm pretty sure you cannot craft this. Yeah, this armor is really good, like better than diamond already. And you cannot craft this. This you will find in those dungeon chests, and that is a creeper. There we go. Alright. Next up we have the Edward Kenway armor. Then we got the Connor armor. Alright, so this armor is a little worse than the Brutus armor. Looks pretty good. To craft that, you're going to need... Okay, so you're kind of like replacing everything with leather, kind of. I'm not even gonna narrate these. You guys can just pause the video. So yeah. That seems broken. Okay. Okay, now for the Connor armor. Wow, that looks freaking awesome. Hey, crafting recipes. So it looks like they all have just a little thing. This one you're replacing it with lapis. Other ones, finally you're used for lapis. Hey, so that's it for that chest. There's only a few little things in here. Not that few. Okay. This is actually just the Ezio body. One sec. I'm gonna empty some of this stuff out. Hey, let's take a look at this chest. So, if you take these capes, I don't think it gives you any extra armor at all. Let's test that. But you just take the Ezio body, and then it becomes high def. You just take that and you combine it with a cape, just like that. And to make a cape, you're just gonna put, it's different. You're just gonna put 3 wool right that, and then ink sac. It's completely different on the forums. Right, you see, it just changes a little bit, cape to cape. Alright, and then you just put those in, and you get those. Now what I want to check is I want to check if the armor's any different. So that gives you 1.5. This gives you 2. Alright, so yeah, it's better to use a cape. In my own opinion, I think just the completely plain version looks the best. I don't know, the auditory cape looks okay. I usually just use the completely plain one. Alright, so they also added in a little Desmond jacket, which is pretty cool. Just like that. It looks okay. If they would have added in like jeans or something with it and all that, and it weren't so bulky, I would use it, but with how bulky it is, it's just almost like useless. Okay, so for this stuff, it's going into the 5th game. Trying to remember the name of it. I don't know why I can't remember it. Alright, but we have the Arno Dorian body. Well, that, I'm sure out of nowhere I'm just gonna remember it. This looks pretty good, to craft this stuff. Seems decently cheap. So now we're also going to be taking use of the lapis again. Alright, now this looks better. I want to see what the back of this looks like. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Alright, let's check the crafting recipes for those. Okay, so this seems to be a lot like... It might actually be like exactly the same. I hope not. But to one of the other ones, I can't remember which one it was. But that has to do it with that chest. Let's clear out the inventory again. Like I said, there's just so much in this mod that it's just a lot of fun to have a mess around with. Can I, yeah. Alright, now for some ranged weapons. This is where one of the best parts of the mod comes in. We have a crossbow, that takes bolts. Bolts are a little bit different in the fact that all you really do is you make an arrow facing the other way. That's really it. The crossbow is actually insanely cheap. You just take it, and it's way more powerful than the bow. Like, it shoots in, for the most part, a straight line. We have the bombs. I'm guessing they're going to be adding in some more ones, and effect only applies on NPCs. So pretty much, that's going to damage them. It's going to take away like 3 or 4 blocks if you hit a block with it. What is that? Okay, I see. It's exactly the same. And it gives them weakness if they're around them, like if they survive. You're just going to make that kind of like TNT, but replace the outside with iron. Makes sense. How many do you get from that? Just 1. Okay. Then we have the throwing knives, which are really, really cheap. You get 2 if you just take 2 leather and 2 iron. And those are pretty effective too. And the tomahawk, oh my gosh, it's amazing. Then you also have poison, which you can throw. You just put a water bucket, a fermented spider eye, kind of expensive, but it does a lot more than just poisons them. And a syringe, which you just make with 1 piece of glass and 2 iron ingots, and you get that back after it hits them. Or I don't know if you do. Look, throw it. Okay, then I pick it. Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty sure if you hit them, you don't get it back. So let's just test that out. Wait, die. Okay. Next up is the crossbow. Pretty effective. I'm not gonna test. Glitched. Wait, I'm not gonna test like all of these off on mobs because I just don't really want to. I'm just that lazy. I mean, I gotta leave something for you guys to do if you get the mod. Wait, the bombs. I'm gonna take these a little further away so I don't break my chest. You just hit it. It doesn't always destroy blocks. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. You can throw a whole bunch of them. They're pretty fun to have a mess around. Oh, okay. They don't destroy stone. They only destroy like soft materials. That's actually really, really cool. The throwing knives. The neat thing about the throwing knives is if I go into my knife thing and I just take one of these out, is with a sword you're going to block, but with a knife, if you right click, it throws a knife. And that's really, really cool. So you can just have these like up in your inventory, not taking up space. And so you can attack and throw. And that's just really, really unique. And I like that because you can do that in most of the games. Wait, I feel like I'm missing one other thing. No, because I already did the poison. Okay. Oh, I missed the tomahawk. Yeah, that's the best part. This is probably one of the most OP weapons in the game, because you can craft this one. It only takes 4 iron ingots, 2 sticks. I mean, you can't get much better than that, and it does 8 damage. It's better than a diamond sword without diamonds, and you can throw it. I mean, you really can't get any better than that, unless the durability is like 2, you know. Was firing at. Oh yeah, those guys are trying to kill me now. Okay, but that one's just amazing. Probably one of my favorite weapons in the mod. I was about to say game, and I'm like, no, it's a mod. Alright, miscellaneous. We just have the medicine. If I just let one of them hit me or something. 1 sec. Hit me. And I just right click that. It's gonna heal me up. You have to be careful if you take too much damage and you only want to use one of them. You have to be careful, because he will like spam it like that. So you have to be very, very careful about that. So that's the medicine. Codex pages. There's not really a use for them that I've seen. For the book, there's that. Then for that, you take 6 of those. For that, you just take a piece of paper and a feather. I haven't really seen a use for that. You could use it for like map making or something. This is raw deer meat. You just get that from killing deers, which are in the game. And florin bags you cannot craft. You get them from killing all the different enemies in the Animus world. These are the heavy weapons, even though these technically are just long weapons. I actually haven't tested any of these out yet. It seems like, can you craft any of them? I don't think so, no. So it seems like these just kind of have a long reach. So like if I get some zombies in, yeah, just have like a longer reach. And these, I'm guessing, they just kind of do more damage. Yeah, so there's not really anything special with those. Unless maybe like the spear. Seriously. I believe all of those are just empty. They also added, now let's get on to some of the blocks. Besides those, they also added in hay. This is just a little bit of a comparison, which actually kind of makes sense. This is just kind of like, I don't know, it bundled up. This is bales, you know. I will say, before you get your hopes up at all, the hay is kind of disappointing. What it does is it keeps you from taking any fall damage. So if I just grab, I'm going to take this hook blade because it is awesome. Alright, so if I just climb up, oh yeah, that's another thing I forgot to mention about the hook blade, is if you're like right at the edge, he slings forward a whole bunch. So be careful when you're climbing stuff that you don't launch yourself over a mountain and kill yourself, cause it happens, trust me. Alright, so all this does is it keeps you from taking damage, but it's like it's practically a retextured cobweb. So that's really, really disappointing, actually. I was hoping it would just kind of be like you land on it somewhat solidly, and then you just don't take damage. So like you can't make it like wagon style. I even took a little bit of damage just then. See, like now I'm completely trapped, so I have to fly out of there. Why can't I type? So yeah, that's kind of disappointing, but maybe they will fix that in a future update, that it won't be all like that. Now I believe I've covered everything but the mobs. Hay just naturally spawns in the Animus dimension. Those, you cannot get them, those are only in creative. The mobs we have, and oh no. That's gonna be a thing, isn't it? You know, I'm just gonna game mode for this part. This is the general. I'm just gonna show these in order. This isn't like their strength or anything. He's just kind of, you can kind of figure out how much damage and how hard it is to kill them by looking at them. See, he has more armor. He's obviously gonna be a little harder to kill. Archer just shoots. You know, most of them, there's really no difference between them. That's a deer. They try and run away, and for some reason, they have a cat sound. Maybe that'll be fixed. And so is the blacksmith. He has a villager sound. And you can buy swords from him, for the bags of florins. And I should kill some of these guys. So if I go and kill the general, you see he dropped some ammo, and I love the blood animation. It's really, really well done for Minecraft. He dropped some bullets, the archer. They all kind of drop around the same thing. He drops arrows. He's gonna drop bullets. So they all kind of drop like bullets, throwing knives. Some of them drop their weapons. Obviously the deer is just going to drop his deer meat sometimes. This is the follower of Romulus. They're gonna be around those little like dungeons. Pretty sure he just drops like his axe. Yeah, he drops an axe. That guy, he's gonna drop an axe, drops a spear. You see, so that's how you get those weapons, and they all travel in packs. That's another really big thing, and I don't know if they fight each other or not. We'll have to see when we go into the dimension. But they kind of like stay in packs, and they're everywhere. So they're really big nonsense once you're going into the Animus dimension. So become very well prepared. I would say already make like the hidden blade, all that. Make sure you do that. So I'm gonna show you how you get into there. You have to have the Animus dimension key, which to craft that you're gonna need 4 iron and a diamond. So you can't just immediately go, and you're just gonna make a little nether portal shape with stone, and then that'll light up to that. And it's instant too. I also like that this is in 1.7.10, and so there's horses and all that. Is it any different? You see that? See how they're kind of traveling in packs and everything? I'm just gonna fly throughout this, showing you kind of how stuff works. See, they're everywhere. I was hoping when I got the mod that it was gonna be like a big city that I go into or something like that, but no. It's not really like that at all. There are a whole bunch of mountains, so if you have a hook blade, it's a lot of fun to mess around with. I'm just going to find like a few of the naturally spawning things. I think it's kind of self-explanatory with some of them. The blacksmiths, they come from, if I can find one, they spawn a pretty good amount. Yes, good. The dungeon, that's what I want to look for. That is 5x585, and at Z200. So what am I at now? I need to get to Z200, then like X585, and I might come across some of the other stuff. Yep, right here. So you see, these followers of Romulus people, they're just going to be like guarding it all around. They're really not that hard to take down at all. So these really aren't that unique like at all. You just kind of have to get a key, which are just in random chests around. I don't really need to show you guys that. I cannot even break those in creative. Okay, I guess I just can't use the sword. Oh, okay, yeah. And these chests, you're going to find a full set of the Ezio Brutus armor and the dagger Brutus. So that's pretty cool. So if you can get into one of these places and get everything you need, do it. Hey, most everything in the mod kind of spawns in like packs, deer, everybody you're going to fight. So I don't really need to show you the chests that spawn around, and it might take me a while to find one of those. So I'm just gonna see if I can find blacksmiths, and if it takes me too long, I'll just kind of skip. Oh yeah, and you'll randomly find like little hay spots beside a hill or something every now and then. Now, I've only had this mod for like a day or two, so if there's anything I missed, be sure to leave that down in the comments, and that'll be much appreciated, because I do not want to miss anything for any reason. Hey, so, doesn't look like I'm gonna find a blacksmith's anytime soon. They're usually somewhere around the spawn and stuff. Like, when I actually have, like, a survival mode that I'm doing this in. Everything's kind of generating really, slowly too. So let's just, boop. No. Hey. Oh, I will be back as soon as I find one of those. I actually, after like 5 minutes of searching, I seriously couldn't find a single one. But I know, for the most part, about what they look like. So I'm just going to build, like, about what one is, real quick. They don't really have much, to be honest. The blacksmith for trading, that's somewhat useful. So how they're going to spawn is it's just going to be like, there aren't going to be any doors or anything. And it's not really anything besides like the anvil. It's really not worth anything. Okay. And when I did this in survival mode, there were like so many of these things all around. And one other thing I forgot to mention is if you were like anywhere close, to any of them, like they have a much, like I could be like right here or further away, and he would still start coming after me. So, it's much harder to dodge them than it is regular mobs. Get out. Boo. Like, so that is pretty much how they're going to spawn. Maybe with like some torches or something, but you can see that it's really not like much of anything that you really want anyways. Watch, I'm gonna turn around, it's just gonna be right there. Alright, so that covers pretty much everything. So I'm gonna go and take off. So my name is CBgamerdude. I hope you guys have enjoyed this mod review. It is my very first. Tell me how I did, if you would. I would very much so appreciate that. But my name is CBgamerdude, and I will see you guys later. Bye.